Hi guys, so today is Tuesday, April 13th, and today I just wanted to come on real quick and talk about my girls' their name canvases that I have hanging on their walls. I want to at least show you my 7-year-olds, so the first ones I made, and give a little background of the inspiration for the colors, and then I'll show you each one up close and talk about what I did. Because for this third baby, I want to do them each letter like unique, so a different style. And so after doing two kids with names that both have 7 letters, coming up with 7 more different ways was a little complicated. So I'll like kind of talk you through the process of the different things that I've done, and then another day I'll show my plans for the babies. Um, so my first daughter, her name is Madison, and the colors are interesting. So I worked at a shoe store when I was pregnant with her, and there was a pair of shoes there that the shoelaces were bright pink and bright green and bright blue. And for some reason, I was just really drawn to that color combination, and so that ended up being the inspiration for her letters. I did want mostly bright pink though, so 4 out of the 7 letters are just pink. There's one that's all blue, one that's all green, and then one that's blue and green together. Um, so I will get up and show those to you. Sorry, I keep looking at them on the wall. They're above hers are above the window, and when we first moved in, I had them set up, but we didn't have our curtain rod put up, so they are a little low, so the curtain rod covers them a little bit, um, but that's okay. So give me a second and I'll get over there up closer. I'll have to stand on a step stool to get closer, and I will show you each letter of her name. Okay, so I'm still kind of short. So the first letter is an M. So all I did on this one was I found like an M that I liked in my silhouette program and traced that and painted it pink. And then I ordered all those buttons like as a set on Etsy probably, and just filled it up and hot glued them on. Letter A was a like paper mache letter, Mod Podged on the green fabric, and then I used some sort of tutorial for how to add the edging. Oh, sorry. Um, and I'm not sure, maybe I'll find it. But yeah, I just kind of edged it in blue fabric, but it made it kind of 3D-ish. Then the D, so I really like to do string art, which I haven't done in a really long time, where normally you would like nail the nails into the wood and then do the string. So this time I used just thumbtacks and did the string around them. I think I probably didn't push them all the way in until I was done. And then I hot glued the backs of them so that there's not just like nails poking out. Or whatever, yeah. Okay, hold on, let me scoot over. Okay, letter I is kind of boring. It's just plain blue, and then there's a light, like silvery metallic paint over top. This S is obviously crocheted. The original S was just like some cardboard cut out and wrapped in yarn, but the yarn, it was pink and white, like variegated cotton, and this was back before I knew how to crochet. So it was just wrapped, and what am I trying to say? Oh, I didn't love the color. It didn't quite match the other pinks, and then it was falling apart after our move. It was falling apart before our move too. Sorry, I can't hold this up this high. So when we moved here, I decided, oh, hold on. Hold on. Sorry about that. The baby decided to roll over and she did not like that very much. So when we moved here, I found, if I can remember the pattern I used on how to make the S, I will link that down below. And I just had held 2 colors together to get that, and then I just hot glued that on. The O is made with like a little wreath form from like it's like floral foam from the dollar store, and then just fabric, and they're literally just pinned on, so every once in a while they fall out. I have one here that I need to poke back in. Yeah, so that's all there is to that one. I wrapped it around first and then made just little pieces of fabric and squished them together and then just pinned them on. And then this last one, the N has been changed also. It was originally just painted plain pink, and then I had just like some silver gems just outlining it. And when my daughter was probably about 2, it was closer to the ground and she picked all the little gemstones off. And I didn't love how it looked anyway, and so for a while it was just plain pink. And so then last year I added this top layer, which is just crayon shavings. So I shaved a bunch of crayons in different colors of pink, and then put some like parchment paper down on top, and then you just lightly melt it with an iron, and it gets that mottled look, kind of like a paint pouring would kind of look. And you can see on the sides there how it would drip down. And I asked her if she wanted the drips or if she wanted the drips off, and she wanted most of the drips off. So I scraped most of what I could off. So yeah, there is her name. And I hope that you enjoyed that and maybe got a little bit of inspiration. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye guys. Hi guys, welcome back. Today is Wednesday, April 14th. And today I'm going to show you my 3-year-old's canvases of her name. So her name is Jocelyn, but we call her Josie. And I have the inspiration of the colors here. And I will turn that around and show you real quick. Okay, so this is a blanket that a friend of mine made for my daughter when she was being born, so like a baby blanket. And the colors aren't showing exactly right, but basically it's like teal and aqua and then some purples. So I really liked teal and aqua are like my favorite colors, and then I liked this darker purple here. So those are kind of the 3 colors I went with for her name. And this friend was actually who kind of inspired me to start crocheting. So the first thing I crocheted was, oops, something just fell down, sorry. The first thing I crocheted was a baby blanket for this daughter. And I'm not sure what yarn this is. I used to think it was a Karen Simply Soft, but I've never seen one in this color before, so not really sure. But we've washed it a few times, so there's a little bit of fuzzies on it, but we really like it. So I will take you over to her name and show you what I did for all of her letters. Okay, so I brought a chair in here, so hopefully I can reach better instead of just a step stool. But so for letter J, it's just a wood J that I painted, and then on the top a friend of mine had a whole bunch of glitter that she let me have, and so I just mixed a bunch of colors that kind of went together, so there's different textures. So like there's thicker pieces of glitter and then the tiny pieces of glitter. So I just mixed all that together and then just basically Mod Podged that just to the top of the J. And the O is just, I found a font that I liked in my silhouette program, and I traced it and painted it the purple, and then just the purple gems that are already sticky on the back in different sizes, and just kind of filled it in. We're gonna skip the S because it fell down, so we'll get back to that. The E was an interesting one. I wanted to make it kind of mosaic looking. So what those pieces are is like Sculpey clay. I basically just I think that I just cut random pieces while it was still clay, like before you baked it. And then some was already that teal color and some was white that I painted the teal color. And then some I added like shimmery stuff to the top, but I don't know if the shimmery is still there. It's kind of hard to see. So, and then I just traced the letter E and filled it in kind of like a puzzle. So there's that one. Okay, so the L is basically like the A from Madison, where it's just fabric around, like on the top and then the sides. This fabric is like minky that I had left over from a baby blanket I sewed once. And then the side is ribbon that happened to match. So just wrapped around. The Y is embroidery floss. And I just used a needle and poked it straight through the canvas. So I just started at the top and just went straight across and then went down, straight across, down, straight across until the whole thing was filled in. And then the N, just another wood one, painted the purple color. And then these are beads, I think from Michael's. And this one took a while. What I did was I kept it on the string and I would glue on like a tiny section, like with Eileen's tacky glue, and then let that dry and then come back and glue on another little tiny section because the beads would just fall off if I tried to do all of it at once. This part's a little weird, I'd never noticed that, but that's okay. So I just kind of outlined the whole N in those beads. And then I will come show you the S. Okay, so the S is a lot like the L. So I just had different types of ribbon. So I had like a fat ribbon, this skinnier but shiny one, and then a really skinny one. So I just kind of filled it in, made a fun design. It's starting to come up a little bit, so I might need to re-glue it. And then the edge, I had this shiny purple, like vinyl fabric-y stuff. I don't even know what it is and why I had it. But yeah, so I just glued that around the edge. And like apparently this is a little heavy. I was looking at it just now because I need to glue it back on. I think half the problem is because I didn't trim this here enough, so the hot glue didn't have a chance to stick all the way on the canvas. So at some point I'm going to have to pull that canvas down to glue this back up. So right now her name doesn't look like Jocelyn, it looks like Joelyn. There's her name. So for hers I did 3 of the dark green, of the teal, 2 of purple, and then 2 of the light aqua. That's how I did that color combination. So yeah, that is probably all for today, and then tomorrow I'll get on my computer and show you my plans for Eleanor's name, and we'll go from there. Talk to you guys later. Hi guys, welcome back. Today is April the 15th. I just seriously just looked. Yeah, Thursday, April 15th. Today was one of those days where you just wake up and you know you're gonna be grumpy for some reason. Actually I had 2 reasons. One was the baby for the 2nd day in a row decided to wake up right before my workout time, so I didn't get to do my regular exercising. Yesterday I didn't exercise at all, and today I did just the elliptical instead of my normal thing. And then it was also the 2nd day in a row of snow on the ground, and we're all kind of sick of the snow here. So we're ready for spring, but we made it through the day. Also, my 3-year-old kind of had attitude all day, so that was a little rough. But I got me a Dr. Pepper and some chocolate, and I just pushed through. So yeah, so nothing really like bad happened. It was just one of those days. Okay, so today I wanted to show you my plans for Eleanor's canvases, since I have just showed you the 2 other girls. So I kind of wanted to talk you through the process of how I decided the colors, um, and then like the specific shades of those colors, I guess, because it was kind of a process. So first, I'll show you my inspiration for the colors in general, which is a skirt that I own. I don't even remember where I got this skirt, but the patterning on here is pinks and oranges and coral. This is more of a this here is more corally pink than it's showing up. Yeah, so I really liked the colors of this, but as you can see, there's different shades of pink. Like this one's a little lighter, that's a little darker, even darker, and different shades of the orange and the coral. So I kind of had to decide what shades I wanted so that it would all kind of match. So first, I knew I wanted to do one of the letters with heat transfer vinyl and just like cut out a fun design. So from expressionsvinyl.com, I ordered a sparkly orange and a sparkly, it was called coral, to help decide which one to do for that letter. And the coral came out like pink, not coral, like a light pink. So I went with the orange, and so that's this here. It's kind of a lightish orange. So that's how I decided the shade of orange. It's a little darker than it is showing up there, but yeah, you can see the glitteries. So that's how I decided the shade of orange. And then I was kind of just looking through like my random, I looked through my yarn and just random craft supplies until I could find shades that looked good together. And so I think the second shade I decided was the dark pink. So I found this felt that's showing up really bright. It's not that bright, it's darker than that. There's some hot glue on it. So this dark pink color, and then I ended up deciding I'm going to actually use this felt in one of the letters and either like cut it in little tiny strips and kind of wrap it around like you would yarn, or just cut it in strips and then just glue the strips down. I haven't really decided, but that's gonna be one of the letters. So or colors and letters. So that's how I decided the pink color. So then coral. Coral is kind of a hard color to match. I think there's so many little different variations of it. So I found, I think it was actually a piece of the yarn that I just used to make that Easter dress and tie, of just a piece of yarn that I thought matched good enough with those two, with the pink and the orange that I had. So I'm not going to use that yarn. It was just to like help me pick the other supplies in that color, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I had the felt and I had the vinyl. So one of my letters I wanted to do was diamond dots, and so I figured it would be a lot easier to find like paints that matched diamond dots versus diamond dots that matched paints. So that was my next thing that I bought, was the diamond dots. So I just basically found like a pink that matched this pink felt and a pink or an orange that matched the orange vinyl, and then a coral that kind of matched the yarn but just made sure it was one that looked good together. So sorry, I dropped them all. I think I showed these when I bought them, but here they are. And again, this is showing up a lot brighter than it is, so, but still a darkish bright pink, orange, and coral. So there's a third letter. So then what did I do next? Then I bought embroidery floss because I was going to do like a cross stitchy one, and that one I decided was going to be coral, just plain coral. Um, and so I think I got it at the same time as this. And I was just now looking at these. This is a lot more orange. Even in real life, this is a lot more orange than this. Um, so I have to go to Joann's again tomorrow. I don't know why I have to keep going to Joann's. Um, but I might see if I can find a slightly better one of these. A little bit more pink than orange. Um, it is coral in real life. It's not as orange as it's showing up right now, but it is more orange than this. So if I can find a better one, I will get a better one. If not, they're probably not. I don't think they're going to be right next to each other. So it might be okay. We'll see. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 letters. And I have 3 more letters to talk about. I can't think of what they are. Okay, so I already did the paint pouring one. So at my mom's house, we went to Hobby Lobby, and I took my diamond dots with me and my little scrap of felt and a little scrap of vinyl and that little piece of yarn that's the coral color to help me pick the colors of paint. And then I did the paint pouring at my mom's house. So this one's already done. I still need to Mod Podge it. I have like 5 things I need to Mod Podge, so I'm just gonna do it like all in one day and just do a bunch. Yeah, and then glue it on. So this one's almost done. So yeah, the pink, the orange, lots of coral here, and I did do white in between some of the colors just so it wasn't so bright and muddied up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the other 2 are, I was gonna do a paper quilling one, and I'm gonna do that like I did my shamrock I made last year, where instead of buying the quilt paper stuff, I just found scrapbook paper that I'm gonna cut, like cardstock and stuff, that I'm gonna cut in little strips and then quill that. So I didn't bring the paper over here. It's still in the closet or storage room, whatever. I have a little table that's like my craft room, but it's like next to the laundry stuff, so I don't actually craft in there besides my silhouette and printer. But yeah, it's in there. So there's that one. And then the last one is, so I kept changing my mind on what I wanted to do for the last one, and it kind of just depended on what I could find for supplies that matched. Like while I was in Colorado at my mom's house for spring break, I had like a specific letter was going to be the quilled paper quilling one, and then I ended up rearranging a whole bunch of things to make it work better because I couldn't. I don't know. I was gonna use washi tape. That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna use washi tape for one of the letters, and I wanted to find all 3 colors, just like I have all 3 colors in that painted one and all 3 colors in the diamond dots and the quilled one. So I wanted to do all 3 colors of washi tape, and I just couldn't find any. Michael's had some of their washi tape on like a good sale, but all the ones that match the colors were not, and washi tape is not cheap. And then I had like 5 different ideas of things that I could do depending on if I found the right supplies and the right colors. So I ended up needing, my original quilling one was just going to be all one color, and then I decided it would look better with all 3 colors, and so then I needed one of the letters to just be the plain pink. I'm rambling, I'm sorry. So I ended up deciding to do ribbon, and I mean, I could change my mind as I make it, so we'll see. But the plan for right now is I have, hold on. Okay, sorry. So I have 2 things of ribbon of each kind, and somehow I dropped one, and I have no idea where it is. So hopefully I come across it. So these were at Hobby Lobby. This bigger one was clearance, so I got 2 of these. They're the last 2, and then these were like half off. So my plan is to make kind of like a weaving, I guess, up and down, back and forth. I don't know. and that'll be my letter I, and so it'll be nice and like a straight-ish letter, not like curly and stuff. And then just somehow just glue that onto the front of the letter. I don't know. That one will be an experiment. So we'll see how that goes. Like I said, I could completely change my mind as we go along. So that's all my supplies. If you care, I will show you my computer screen real quick. I use my Silhouette program to kind of design pretty much everything I make, even if I don't use my actual Silhouette machine for the project at all. I just like to visualize how things will look, how colors will go together, stuff like that. So I'm going to get my computer out and show you that mess. Okay, so I know it's weird looking at a computer screen, sorry. So as you can see, it is kind of a mess. I like to experiment with different fonts, and so I have like a bunch of different letter I's and different letter N's and stuff. For like the letters that I don't actually buy a piece. So here's what I have for now. So the E is going to be the felt in the dark pink. The L, I did buy a letter L from Hobby Lobby, and I painted it white so far. That'll be the diamond dots. This L is going to be the vinyl, and that's the design I'm going to use. The I is going to be the ribbon. The N is going to be the quilling, and I don't know, I had a lot of time on my hands during spring break at my mom's house, so I filled it in with random shapes that are similar to what I would do for quilling. It's not going to look like that in real life, but the O is going to be the cross stitch on the plastic canvas, and then the R was the paint pouring. And once again, I just created that to kind of visualize the colors, like pink. So there's only 2 dark pink, and then there's going to be 3 that are all 3 colors, and then 1 of orange and 1 of coral. So it's a little different than the other girls. I don't think either of them I did any letters that had all 3 colors. They were either just 1 color or 2 colors, but for some reason on this one, especially with the paint pouring, I wanted all 3 colors in there. So, well, I think it'll work out in real life, hopefully. Yeah, so that is what we have for that. Okay, so I think that's all that I'm going to have on this video, probably. We haven't really done a whole lot as a family that's really exciting, and my phone's going to die in a minute, to really talk about from the last few days. So this was mainly what I wanted to talk about for this week, is to kind of show you my process of designing things that's not crochet. And hopefully I didn't ramble on too much, and that you guys maybe got a little inspired to make something for yourself. I think it's kind of fun to see how many different ways there are to make a letter out of different supplies. So, and like I mentioned, I really wanted this one to be unique. I didn't want to copy any of the same styles as the other girls. So I had to get a little creative, and that's fine. So, anyway, thanks for watching if you're still here, and I will talk to you guys maybe tomorrow. Bye, guys.